What's up?
Hello everybody, it's your boy Allosaurus Rex. Today we are going to be ranking every single Scream movie from the weakest to best. I said weakest because I don't think there is a single bad Scream movie, in my opinion. Feel free to disagree with me. But yeah, this is going to be in a very similar style to how I ranked all of the Jurassic Park movies. So yeah, that being said, let's get into it. As for the weakest movie, we have Scream 3. Now, getting into positives first. Sydney in this movie was awesome. Dewey, everybody was awesome in this movie. I loved the the scene where they're on the set of Woodsboro, or mainly Sydney. It's on the set of Woodsboro. That scene was awesome for me. It mirrors Scream 1, but it has its like own spin on it, you know. Dewey had some great moments. What else? What else? I like the rules bit with Randy on the TV. Um, that was awesome. And it felt like the end of the franchise, which, it wasn't. And I will say I like the voice changer in this movie. It is a bit silly, don't get me wrong, but I enjoy it. Um, my biggest complaint with this movie is how Sydney gets sidelined a lot. I mean that's because Nev Campbell was working on something else at the same time of this movie. Um, Gale's bangs in this movie. Oh my god, that is infamous. That is the infamous bad hairdo of all time. And it is not as dark and brutal as like Scream 1 and 2 were. Originally, they were planning on a whole cult of ghost faces, and like Stu Macher was meant to come back, but they had to change it because of the whole Columbine incident happened. Uh, yeah, but also the movie acts like there's two ghost faces when there isn't. It's just Roman Bridger. And getting into Roman Bridger, there's a point in the movie where you think he's dead, but he just isn't. Like, I, I like people think there's two ghost faces. Like one of the side characters was Ghostface, but the movie just never said. Um, but yeah, overall, I do really like this movie. It's just my least favorite of the bunch. But yeah, moving on. Next up, I have Scream 7. This is the first ever Scream movie I've seen in cinemas, ever. And I had a fun time with this movie. I really enjoyed it. Getting into positives, the kills, holy shit, the kills are very brutal in this movie. That beer machine death is so gory. Oh my god, it's not quite Terrifier level, but it's definitely the most brutal the franchise has ever been. Right up there with, the decapitated guy in the fridge in Scream 5. I mean 6. And Mindy's girlfriend falling off and like hitting the dumpster in Scream 6. It's on that same level, and I guess it's also like on the same level as Olivia's death in Scream 4. But it's also kind of cartoonish. I kind of like it for that reason because of how cartoonish it is. Because you see the beer and the blood coming out of that. It's silly, but it's funny. All the legacy characters, the legacy actors, done a good job in this movie. Nev Campbell was brilliant in this movie. I really like the mother-daughter dynamic between Sydney and her daughter Tatum. That's a nod to Tatum from Scream 1. Mindy and Chad in this movie were funny. Of course, they're returning from Scream 5 and 6. And they're kind of bridging those two movies to this one. And Gale in this movie was awesome as well. She does disappear, which is weird, but she does come back like at the very end. But I wish she was in it for a lot longer. Um, that opening scene where they're in Stu Macher's house and it's like an Airbnb, nice little nod to the real world. Because in real life, Stu Macher's house is an Airbnb. I like that. Getting in my least favorite parts, the negatives. A lot of the characters introduced in this movie aren't developed at all. You don't really feel an impact like when they get killed off, which is like okay, whatever. But then the Ghostface reveal happens, and it is so set. Okay, I like the idea of why Anna Camp's character is Ghostface, because she read the self-help book from Scream 4 and like used that to kill her evil husband. But what doesn't make sense is like, why the fuck did she kill her son? Wait, what? That bit doesn't make sense to me, but oh well. And like the more they added onto it, be like, hey, I'm going to murder Sydney and have her daughter become the next Sidney Prescott, in the scene where the final act where like they're holding Tatum hostage and whatnot. That was a bit absurd. And this movie does have like an AI deepfake plot because they think Stu Macher's alive throughout the whole movie, but he isn't. It makes sense why he has scars from the TV. Okay, that's fair enough. I can get past that, but and Dewey also makes a cameo as well for the whole deepfake thing, and he still looks old like he did in Scream 5 because he died in that movie. That's fair enough. But what's weird is that they didn't bother de-aging Roman Bridger, who was the killer of Scream 3, and they didn't bother de-aging Nancy Loomis, who was one of the killers in Scream 2. That part doesn't make sense, I'd say. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this movie. Chad and Mindy come back from Scream 5 and 6. What is weird, they didn't mention what happened to Sam and Tara in this movie. It is weird. I mean, there's a little nod to Sam in this movie a couple times, but they don't really mention them, which I found weird. But overall, I had fun with this movie, but it definitely has some flaws. Hopefully Scream 8 is better. But yeah, also this is Kevin Williamson's first Scream movie he's directed, because he has written Scream 1 and 2 and 4, and yeah, those movies are peak, but I wish he wrote he did co-write this movie, but I wish he wrote this movie. Well, overall, I had fun with this movie, but it definitely has some problems. But yeah, moving on. Next up, I have Scream 6. This movie is a ton of fun. I like this movie a lot. It's also one of the most brutal Scream movies. I have mentioned some of the deaths in this movie. They were pretty brutal. The guy, the decapitated guy in the fridge, that was unexpected. Her falling down and hitting the dumpster was also pretty brutal as well. That opening scene though, that might be one of my favorite opening scenes of the entire franchise. I would say my favorite opening scenes is obviously Scream 1. Scream 6 had a very good opening scene. It was very unexpected because you think, oh wait, once the first person dies, you think, okay, they're going to do the title card thing. But no, it keeps going, and you have a perspective, it shows a perspective of a Ghostface killer in this movie, which I thought was very interesting. Okay, fair enough. And, obviously I really like the Scream 7 opening scene as well. That's also one of my favorite. But back to Scream 6. I had a lot of fun with this movie. It's very good. I will say the Ghostface reveal is stupid, but it kind of makes sense because, fair enough. Like, this is better than Scream 7's reveal, but it is a bit silly because they're kind of redoing Scream 2. But yeah, this is also the first movie in the franchise which has 3 ghost faces. Scream 2, oh no, not Scream 2, Scream 7 had 3 ghost faces, but like one of the ghost faces gets killed halfway through. The ghost faces in this movie, there's three of them. Well, four, five if you include the opening ghost faces, but they don't really count. It's a bit stupid, but oh well. I will say they don't really kill off any main characters in this movie, which is a bit dumb. I don't mind, but surely they can kill someone off, but oh well, I don't really mind it that much. Radio Silence done a very good job with this movie, and Scream 5 as well. I will say that this is also the first and probably only movie without Sidney Prescott, and I will say this, Sidney does not need to be in every single Scream movie. I love Sidney Prescott, but she does not need to be in every single movie. There's a lot of franchises where a main character isn't in every single movie, but oh well, this is I don't really mind it that much. Gail had some good moments in this movie. Kirby came back from Scream 4. She was awesome in this movie. But yeah, that double knife wipe was so cool. That was cool. But yeah, overall it was a pretty good closing chapter to the Carpenter sisters storyline or duology. Which yeah, I like this movie. I like it a lot. Moving on. Next up, we have the second revival to the franchise, Scream 5. I was so excited for this movie when it was announced, and I fell in love with it. I really like this movie a lot. The legacy characters were awesome. Doing this movie, probably the best character of this entire movie, I'd say. It is a shame that he died, that they kill him off, but I feel like out of the original trio of Sidney, Gale, and Dewey, it makes sense that they would kill him off because he got stabbed like a billion times. But yeah, the ghost, the deaths in this movie were pretty brutal. And you know, this is like a revival. This is like a legacy sequel that's kind of following like. It's making fun of legacy sequels, you know, like, because most movies nowadays are just requels. But yeah, I like that aspect a lot. They're back in Woodsboro now. This is like the second time in a row that they went back in Woodsboro, because the previous movie was also in Woodsboro. But yeah, I will say this, I didn't mention this for the Scream 6 segment of this video, but I'm happy that they changed the setting from they changed the settings in every movie, because I like that. I like that. New York was interesting for Scream 6, but back to Scream 5. I will say I wish Sydney was in it a little longer. She did a good job. All the legacy characters done a good job, and I do like the newer characters as well. And you know, the Ghostface reveals were pretty solid, you know, because it makes fun of toxic fans, and you know, this movie has aged well because of that, with the whole divide between Scream 7, because of all the drama and controversy around it, and I feel like this movie has really aged well, because of that. But yeah, that's it for Scream 5. I really like this movie. I had a ton of fun with it, but yeah, moving on. We are officially in the top 3, gang. We are officially in the top 3. Scream 2. I will say this. I am pretty interchangeable between this spot between. Sometimes I like Scream 5 more than Scream 2. Sometimes I like Scream 2 more than Scream 5. It's pretty interchangeable for me, but get into it. Scream 2. This is a very good movie. I like it a lot. The kills in this movie are solid. The actors, Sidney, Gale, Dewey, Cotton Weary, who has a much bigger role in this movie than he did in Scream 1. He was more of a cameo in Scream 1, and of course he was in the opening of Scream 3. You know, he gets killed off in that movie, but he did a very good job. The actors in this movie done a very good job. Of course, it was an interesting decision to kill off Randy. I don't mind it, but I thought it was interesting. It just goes to show that, hey, no one is safe, which I like. I like that idea when it comes to these movies and just horror movies in general, or just movies as a whole. And of course, this movie makes fun of sequels. Most movies in the franchise makes fun of like different genres and just different bits and bobs of movies. Scream 1 made fun of horror. Scream 2, this movie makes fun of sequels. 3 makes fun of trilogies. 4 is like remakes and reboots. Scream 5 is like requels. Scream 6 was more like was more just like franchises as a whole. Scream 7, I have no idea what that was making fun of, to be honest. But back to Scream 2. I really like this movie a lot. There is a point of it. There is one scene that annoys me at times. It's more. I'm very mixed on this scene. It's the scene where I think they're referencing Top Gun. I have no idea. I haven't seen Top Gun as of making this video. But it's the scene where Derek just breaks into a musical number. He's Sydney's boyfriend in this movie, but I don't know, that bit, it just feels off and random because it doesn't feel, it should be in a comedy rather than a horror movie, if you know what I mean. I don't know, I can't quite explain it, but oh well. This is a very good movie. Wes Craven, he directed the original. He also directed this movie, and of course Scream 3 and 4. He done a very good job. Everyone done a good job in this movie, but I don't know, just that little bit there just kind of annoys me with this movie. But overall, it's a very good movie. I like it a lot. I will say the ghost faces in this movie are brilliant. Mickey Altiore, one of the most evil ghost faces of the franchise. Because he acts like Sydney's friend throughout this movie. He's like, hey, you can talk to me, I'm there for you. But when he takes off that mask, he's like, oh, I'm a serial killer. Like, oh, I don't give a fuck, I'm just gonna kill everyone. I want to get caught. That was interesting. And of course, Nancy Loomis is also one of the killers in this movie, and she's trying to get revenge on Sidney Prescott because she killed Billy Loomis in the first movie. But yeah, overall, I really like this movie. Very good. Moving on. We are in the top two. Number one's obvious, but getting into Scream 4, this is the best sequel of the franchise. I feel like we can all agree with that Scream 4 is the best sequel of the franchise. I feel like most of us will agree on that, but getting into it, this movie makes fun of remakes. This movie's awesome. I love it. The legacy characters were awesome. Sydney, Dewey, Gale, they were awesome. We're back in Woodsboro. And they're not trying to copy Scream 1, but they do make subtle references, but they're not like trying to copy it, This movie's awesome. The ghost faces are a lot more brutal. The kills are a lot more brutal. Jill Roberts is the most evil ghost face of the entire franchise. That was unexpected. And I will say, at first I wasn't a huge fan of the opening scene, but over time I've grown to appreciate it more. Because it just felt a little tedious, but over time it was like, oh, okay, fair enough. I will say this, I wish they didn't cut any of those scenes, the deleted scenes. I wish they didn't cut any of those, because it gives off more info. It tells us like, okay, Sydney and I think her Anne in this movie talks about Maureen Prescott, of course, Sydney's mother. They talk about, there's a moment where Dewey and Gale talk about Sydney's dad, yada yada yada. I wish they did not cut some of those scenes. And of course, I'm pretty sure there's a deleted scene where Dewey mentions Tatum as well. But yeah, that's about it. This movie's peak. Also, it has one of my favorite lines of the entire franchise. You forgot the first rules of remakes, Jill. Don't fuck with the original. That is iconic, aura-farming right there. But yeah, moving on. To no one's surprise, we have Scream 1. Kevin Williamson and Wes Craven, you guys are legends for coming up with this. This here, cinema, absolute cinema. This is the movie that reinvented the slasher genre, because round about this time, slashers were kind of dying out. Nobody really cared about it until this movie came out. This movie redefined slashers or just horror. This movie changed cinema in terms of like horror and whatnot. What do I love about this movie? The soundtrack is brilliant. The soundtrack in all of the movies are pretty good. Red Right Hand is pretty much the main theme song for like all of the movies. I love the characters: Sidney Prescott, Dewey, Billy Loomis, Stu Macher, Gale. All of them are iconic. I love those characters. I love this movie. That opening scene with Drew Barrymore, so brutal. Like her death, like she just gets gutted. You think, because she's such a big star round about this time when this movie came out. I mean, she still is, but like that you would think she would be in it a lot longer because she's in the poster and everything. But like, she gets killed off in like the first 10 minutes. Roger L. Jackson is brilliant as Ghostface in terms of the voice. Yeah, I love the killers in this movie. Billy Loomis and Stu Macher, that's my favorite Ghostface duo right there. Randy with the rules, nobody believes him, but he's right. You got the rules like never say I'll be right back, you can't have sex, la da da da. Sidney Prescott in this movie is like my favorite like horror movie character of all time. I'll just say that she's my favorite horror movie character, my favorite final girl of all time. Like iconic stuff right there. The deaths in this movie are also pretty brutal. What else? And plus that reveal at the end, it gives me chills. It always gives me chills. Just, dude, Skeet Ulrich and Matthew Lillard are so good at playing like serial killers, you know? Like, and they're brilliant. They're brilliant. Wes Craven's directing. I mean, Wes Craven done a brilliant job with the movies he directed. Rest in peace. Kevin Williamson, absolute legend for writing this, and yeah, I just adore this franchise. I love this movie. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. I love Scream, love it. But yeah, that's my thoughts and ranking. Feel free to let me know your guys' rankings. Please keep it civil in the comments, and yeah, that's about it. I hope you all enjoyed, and I shall see you all next time. Bye bye, and stay safe. Also,
What's your favorite scary movie?
God damn it, that was terrible. But yeah, that's about it. See ya. Stay safe.